right, welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We are putting on our secret evaluator hats. I'm going to take you right behind the clipboard to reveal the hidden curriculum behind passing practical vocational assessments. We're talking about the universal blueprint of competence that spans across multiple trades. So if you've ever found yourself wondering what that assessor is actually scribbling down while you're sweating over your work, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
So what really separates a competent rating from an automatic pack your bags fail? Think about it. Whether you're milling a steel shaft down to the absolute millimeter or gently pushing back a client's cuticle, the stakes inside that assessment room are exactly the same. The pressure is on, the clock is ticking, and literally every single move you make is being watched.
So the crucial point is this. It's not just about your final product. You could lay down an absolutely gorgeous weld or polish a shoe to a flawless mirror shine. But if you didn't follow the right steps to get there, you won't pass. Assessors are secretly scoring the journey. They're watching your safety, your sequence, and your professional integrity long before they ever even glance at your final result.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for today to help us navigate all these details. 1. The assessment day mindset. 2. Non-negotiables, safety, and sanitation. 3. The power of sequence. 4. Managing the unexpected. And finally, Number 5, the oral defense.
First up, Section 1, the assessment day mindset, and what happens before you even walk in the door.
The truth is, your assessment actually begins before you touch a single tool. It starts with universal professional readiness. Assessors, whether they're testing caregiving or heavy machining, will immediately deduct points or even halt the assessment right then and there for basic grooming issues, missing PPE, or forgetting your paperwork. It immediately signals to the assessor whether or not you're taking the environment seriously.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Non-negotiables, safety, and sanitation. Welcome to the zero-tolerance zone.
Now put yourself in my shoes as a secret evaluator for a second. Every single trade has an absolute red line. In beauty care, skipping hand washing or reusing an emery board, that is treated with the exact same severity as striking an arc without a welding mask or removing a lathe machine guard just to see better. A perfect-looking haircut or a perfectly machined part means absolutely nothing if it was produced unsafely. There's just no way around it.
A massive part of this safety culture really boils down to preventing cross-contamination. Notice how this concept just completely spans across all disciplines? In housekeeping, it's prevented by a strict color-coded cloth system, right? Red for toilets, blue for general surfaces. In beauty care, it means rotating 2 sets of tools, so you're never tempted to rush a disinfection cycle to get to your next client. It's the exact same fundamental principle, just applied with different tools.
Now what's really interesting about this is the math. 1 to 10. This is the common bleach-to-water dilution ratio used in beauty care. But why does this matter in an explainer about universal competence? Well, because universal precision and mathematical formulas are evaluated everywhere. Under-diluting a disinfectant isn't just a simple math error, it is a critical sanitation failure. An assessor will expect you to know this formula just as smoothly as a machinist knows how to calculate spindle speed.
All right, let's look at Section 3, the power of sequence, focusing on strict orders and workflows.
You know, sequence errors, basically doing the right things but in the wrong order, are the absolute easiest faults for an assessor to catch. Take the universal butler flow for housekeeping as an example. Notice the pattern here: greet, ask, explain, confirm. Every single physical action has to follow the strict rule of obtaining permission first. You never, ever touch a guest's luggage without asking. The sequence itself is the standard.
And the exact same logic applies to cleaning a bathroom. You absolutely must clean from top to bottom, and cleanest to dirtiest, ceiling to lavatory to tub to toilet, and finally the floor. It's a universal rule and reason pairing. If you reverse the sequence, you're literally just recontaminating clean areas with dirty ones. Believe me, an assessor will spot that sequence error instantly.
Let's shift gears over to machining, and you'll see the exact same cautious sequencing. Just look at Step 4, taking a light trial cut and measuring before you run the full operation. Recovering from an oversized cut? Easy. But if you cut it too small right out of the gate, well, the part is scrapped. The sequence protects the work.
Moving right along to Section 4, managing the unexpected. What happens when the pressure is on and things go sideways?
And this brilliantly illustrates a core philosophy of basically every assessment: integrity over perfection. If you make a mistake, say a misaligned tap in bench work or leaving a stain on a mattress, trying to hide the defect is an automatic fail. But reporting the defect? That shows professional integrity, and it keeps you in the running. Assessors really just want to see how you recover.
Let's look at some specific contingencies across a few different fields. If your lathe starts chattering, you stop the feed and check the tool overhang. If a client's cuticle bleeds, you stop, apply first aid, and inform the assessor. If your polisher cord is frayed, you unplug it and tag it. The point is, assessors intentionally look to see if you freeze up, panic, or if you systematically troubleshoot the problem.
I love this principle from the welding manual. It's so explicitly stated. Stop, identify the root cause, correct it properly. Rushing past the safety concern just because you're trying to finish the task on time is read as a massive failure by any assessor. Seriously, do not push through a chattering machine or a bleeding cuticle. Stop and fix it.
And that brings us to the final hurdle, Section 5, the oral defense, the rapid-fire questioning drill.
Okay, so you finished your practical work. Take a breath, but wait. Now you have to prove the why behind your physical techniques. The assessor is going to simulate real-world pressure with rapid-fire questions like, why use DC over AC for this electrode? Or, why is hand washing actually important? Now, I want to warn you, answering with a rigidly memorized textbook rule instead of the actual reason, that's not going to cut it.
You absolutely must answer with the actual risk you're preventing. Don't just shrug and say, it's the rule. Say, we use proper storage for low hydrogen electrodes to prevent hydrogen-induced cracking in the weld. Or, we wash hands to prevent infection and cross-contamination to the client. Naming the risk is what proves genuine understanding to the evaluator.
Let's throw a situational scenario out there that they might test you with. Say a client requests a foot spa, but you clearly see a visible open wound on their foot. How do you handle it? See, they're testing your ability to navigate the awkward tension between what a client wants and a clear safety contraindication.
The right answer? You professionally explain why the service isn't safe right now, and you offer an alternative. Client preference never, ever overrides a safety contraindication. It doesn't matter if you are in caregiving, beauty care, or hospitality, you are the professional gatekeeper of safety. You have to own that role.
Ultimately, guys, it all comes down to this. Steady hands, clean tools, and a calm client are the real marks of competence. The certificate just confirms it.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you ready to step into that assessment room and prove your competence? If you can apply this hidden curriculum, the strict sequence, the uncompromising safety, the integrity, and the deep understanding of the why to your own upcoming assessments, you aren't just going to pass, you'll truly master your trade. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and good luck out there.